Hi, my name is Eric, and I'd like to welcome you to the Six Figure Shift. Today, we'll be talking a little bit about shifting your mindset and why I got the Six Figure Shift started and what we plan on doing in the future with the Six Figure Shift. Now, Six Figure Shift is a movement. The reason why I created this movement is because I understand that people do not have the mental capacity to put themselves in position to live out their dreams. Now, granted, everybody wants to live a six-figure lifestyle. People dream of becoming a doctor, a lawyer. Well, at least when I was growing up. But now we have things that are changing, and people want to grow up to be streamers. People want to grow up to be social media influencers. And so, with that, you have to understand that there has to be a shift in your mindset because you're no longer trading your time for money. You're essentially trading your thought. You are the currency, right? What you think, what you create is the actual currency and can get you paid for an extremely long time. Prime example, when I was growing up, I'm a millennial, we were taught to go to high school, go to college, get a degree, and a job will be waiting for us when we got out of college. And that just simply wasn't the case. In fact, most of us now are seeking to go get trades, something that takes anywhere from 6 to 9 months, maybe 14 months, and then we can get a good paying job so that we could take care of our bills. That was never how it was supposed to be here in America. In fact, it was quite the opposite. You worked hard in your 20s, maybe even into your 30s, set yourself up in your 50s to start vacationing, and then you retired to raise your grandchildren in your 60s. But with Social Security dwindling and almost going away, and oh, by the way, 65 is no longer the retirement age. It may not seem like a lot. They bumped it up to the age of 67, but that changes a whole lot significantly, especially when it comes to your retirement and whether or not you're going to outlive that. So there has to be a shift. There was the 50-30-20 rule that ruled us for quite a long time. That has also shifted. That's why I wrote a book, an ebook called The Carolina Equilibrium, which you guys can have access to. All you got to do is say Carolina Equilibrium in the comment section, and I'll send that book to you personally free of charge. However, I believe in two phases of life. This is all part of the six-figure shift. So we're moving away from the 50-30-20 rule and moving more into a 60-30-10. And then in your second half of life, more of a 70-20-10. Essentially, things are changing at a rapid pace, and we got to get away from old theologies that was left around for a long time. We also want to consider switching our mindset over from wage earning into entrepreneurship. And the reason for that is because we simply live in a capitalistic society. So you need to get into a mentality that the capitalistic society favors. And the capitalistic society favors entrepreneurship, business, and investing. And there's a famous saying, I forget who says it, but it goes like this. Money obeys thought, not time. So trading your time for money is a limited mindset. You'll only have so much growth within that time frame before it all comes crumbling down. But when you have the mental capacity to create and to develop systems, Now you're talking about generational wealth and building a lifetime legacy. Now, as we continue to carry out the six-figure shift movement, I want you all to know that this space is for people that want more out of life and want to get to six figures or more, all by shifting their mindset. And what we'll be doing here is we'll be acquiring intellectual value. And that's highly important when it comes to the social media game. It's no longer about what you can physically offer. It's about what can you develop intellectually that will make you not only an authority, but also make you attractable so that other individuals can see you as a leader. Because if you're not leading, then how can you influence? You have to have the ability to lead in some space. Six-figure shift is developing leaders, and we are developing intellectual value. And we're doing this not by becoming some whiz kid or becoming some high IQ'd individual, but we're developing enough intellectual leverage that we're able to utilize it in a way that benefits others and stimulates growth. So I hope that you're going to enjoy yourself on this journey. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you're able to keep track of all of the content coming out on this YouTube channel, as well as developing the intellectual value and intellectual leverage you need to become an authority in your space so that you can better guide those you're responsible for. Mr. Money Man.